All right, guys, here on Wall Street Silver to take a look at what everybody is talking about today, which is silver, gold, and pretty much every other asset took a hit today because of what we saw in the news coming out of Asia. This one, Silverback on Wall Street Silver, said another wrecking day for mining stocks. One day everything is best as ever. Next day everything is gloom and doom. I don't understand anymore. Glad with my stack. Ounces stay ounces, which is very true. We got to remember that these ounces, when you have them, it's so easy to just hold on to them and not have that paper hand syndrome come into play. Now, Kitco wrote a little bit about what was happening here, and I quote, global stock markets were mostly lower overnight. The U.S. stock indexes are lower at midday, but up from their daily lows. Keener risk aversion returned to the marketplace late this week. Featured in the marketplace this week is traders unwinding their inflation positions. That means selling commodity markets and buying U.S. treasuries. Now, we are starting to see a lot more of investors buying U.S. treasuries, and we're seeing yields dip lower and continue to dip lower pretty much since the middle of May. Now, the reason why that is, and some are speculating that we're starting to see slower growth in the global economy. Still growth, but it's growing at a slower rate. And on top of this, with the news coming out in Tokyo about a potential, as we like to say here, 2020 issue impacting fans being able to see what's happening at the Olympics, what that also insinuates is that with this comes employment and worker absenteeism being on the fence as cases may rise with the Delta variant. And this could threaten global growth in the near, potentially medium term. This is why we may be seeing the U.S. 10-year Treasury note accept so many bids recently, with yields driving lower in recent months. And this Tokyo news is one of the reasons why we're starting to see that. So we're starting to see the potential for inflation, though it is still here. It may take some more time for that rampant inflation to take off if, and I say this with a big if, the Delta variant really does take a hold and the world economy begins to slow down from that. Again, inflation up until this point has been a product of governments flooding the system with cash. Now it is our turn as we ramp up the economy, people get jobs, and employers start hiring. That is when we'll start to see more cash flooding the system from our end, with the velocity of currency ticking up. So, as I like to say here, there was kindling being placed by the Fed and other central banks. We are the ones who will set the match as economies reopen. But if there's a slowdown taking place because of this Delta variant, then we may have some issues. But honestly, this is one of the reasons why we're starting to see, or we saw, prices take a little bit of a dip today. But I'm not too worried, as, to be very honest, silver held its own pretty well. It was just above $26 and it, ended the day at $25.92. That's not that bad. Take a look at gold. Gold was actually up 0.16%. So it really did hold its own. It's above 1800 again. So things aren't too bad on the gold front either. So as far as precious metals are concerned, I would not be too fearful right now for our shiny friends. Also take note that next week we should be getting those new CPI numbers. So, and I imagine that the CPI will still be up pretty decently. So we'll see how markets react when that news comes out. But as of right now, this is where we stand today as far as what happened with the very, very minor knockdown in silver. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you again for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion for gold and silver today.com.